A great deal of insight can be had by visualizing the results of elections in Weave and using its interactive features to probe their meaning. The United Kingdom held a general election in May 2010. This visualization system shows the results of that contest. In Britain, there's no national office like president to fill in a general election as there is here in the United States. Instead, each of hundreds of different districts known as Westminster constituencies elects one representative to Parliament. When the votes are counted, the party with the largest number of seats is normally permitted to form a government. In 2010, no party was elected with enough constituencies to win outright. Consequently, a coalition government of Conservatives and Liberal Democrats was formed. The visualization in the lower left-hand corner of the screen is a color map histogram. It serves as a sort of control panel for the map on the right, and also as a visualization in its own right. The map is colored by party, and the histogram shows the relative number of constituencies held by each party. We've given the histogram 8 bins because there are 7 parties that won 1 or more seats. The Speaker of Parliament represents Buckinghamshire, but he is expected to be non-partisan and cannot be counted as belonging to a party. We could have chosen a smaller or larger number of bins using the color divisions control in this seat, but that wouldn't have helped us gain any additional insight. The blue to yellow color scheme was chosen because it offers an adequate degree of contrast for a field of 7 parties, but other color schemes could have been chosen using the color scheme choosing tool in the lower left-hand corner. In the upper left corner of the screen, we have a scatter plot showing the percent of voter turnout in each constituency, plotted against the percent of votes in the constituencies that went to the winning party. In Liverpool-Walton, the Labour Party had a stunning 71% victory, but a lackluster turnout of 55%. In Warwick and Leamington, the Conservatives won nearly 85% of the vote, but had a below-average turnout of 43%. These two constituencies were safe ones for the Labour and Conservative Party, respectively. By contrast, we have a Liberal Democrat win with only 30% of the vote in Norwich South. The implication is that this district was closely contested. Let's take a look at where the Liberal Democrats had their strength. Nowhere did they have an easy time of it. The races include many cliffhangers. As one would expect, Labour and its sister party, the Labour Cooperative, had its strength in urban areas in England and southern Scotland, with a fair number of safe seats. But note that if we take Labour wins as a subset, and look at the places where their margin of victory was small, we can see that they were fighting tight races in widely scattered area, which might show a tendency for them to be losing ground throughout England and Scotland. We can return to seeing all records. The Greens, while contesting as many constituencies as the Liberal Democrats, managed to win in only one, Brighton Pavilion. Conservative victories dominated most of rural England, with notable weaknesses in Scotland and London, and surprising strength in southwest Wales. Theirs was a mixture of safe constituencies and marginal ones. It is notable that since the UK still uses a first-past-the-post electoral system, It's the number of constituencies won, rather than the number of votes won, that determines the result of a national election. The Scottish National Party and the Welsh nationalist Plaid Cymru lost ground to a surprising extent in their respective national territories. Note that as of the time this data was collected, the constituency of Thirsk and Malton did not have final results due to the accidental death of a candidate, and the Scottish constituency of North Ayrshire and Arran had not yet reported. Zooming in on London, where there were few close races, we can take a look at the striking pattern produced by the three major parties, all of which had strengths here in specific neighborhoods.